Welcome to the Vida Spiritual Connection from Vida Spiritual Learning Center, where you are empowered to create the life you desire. Our guiding belief is, by valuing and empowering all, we inspire a joyous and fulfilling life. At Vida, we study and practice the teachings of the science of mind and spirit founded by Dr. Ernest Holmes. Each week, we present an inspiring spiritual message, followed by a guided meditation. Now, here's today's message.
Hello, and welcome to the Vida Spiritual Connection. I'm Gary Takesian, a Science of Mind practitioner here at Vida Spiritual Learning Center, and I'll be bringing you today's message. In 2023, our theme is Renewing Mind, Opening Heart. And during January, we've been looking at what's new. And for this week, we look at a new day, a new you, continually renewing mind and body. Well, living in the fast-paced world of the 21st century, we're often called upon to juggle what seems like a growing number of daily tasks and responsibilities, which includes sifting through the content from all the various forms of media and communications that we've come to depend on. Our lives these days seem to have become inundated with information coming to us seemingly nonstop. It takes a lot of brain cycles to process all this new information that comes our way. And in the midst of all this input and responsibility, it's not uncommon to feel a bit overwhelmed and maybe even like we're falling a bit behind. But more importantly, it's all too easy to lose sight of the spiritual side of life, like not seeing the forest for the trees. To bring spirituality back into the forefront of our awareness, a good practice is to start by recognizing and realigning our relationship to the divine. We can do this by affirming the principle of oneness. Oneness comes from the understanding that each of us are unique individual expressions of the divine, and that we share in the power and creativity of God. The basis for this understanding comes from our belief that God created all that exists, and as such, it follows that being a part of all that exists, we are therefore a part of God. As a part of God, we inherit all the qualities of God on an individual scale. This distinction is important because in New Thought philosophy, and science of mind specifically, we don't accept the idea that humanity has ever fallen from grace, and therefore no separation can exist between us and God. So the principle of oneness then encompasses the nature and essence of our relationship to the divine, and offers a good foundation for our spiritual experiences. Given that we have days with a to-do list that seems a mile long, it's vital that we carve out some time every day to allow our consciousness to rest, relax, and to renew. Even a brief few minutes away from the concerns of the day can be beneficial. When we let our consciousness rest and renew, our bodies can follow suit. This is where a grounding in our science of mind principles serves us well. Taking time off to engage in one of our spiritual practices anchors us in the knowledge of the spiritual source behind all things. Within our science of mind teachings, we have a specific type of spiritual practice that can help bring peace, well-being, and renewal to our day. And that is the practice of meditation. Meditation offers us a direct pathway into the divine presence. It invites us to relax into a peaceful state of mind where we can let go of our thoughts and concerns and simply rest in the sacred presence of the divine within. This is about being in the present moment. No rehashing of the past, no anticipation of the future. Just being fully conscious in the here and now, enjoying the peace and the serenity of going within. Looking at our context of renewing mind and body, I'd like to offer a specific personal meditation that can be called upon for a brief respite from the demands of the day, even when time is limited. I call it Your Special Place. It involves using your creative imagination to envision a place that is both meaningful and serene, a place you can visit any time you have a few minutes to step back from the flow of your day. Now, this can be somewhere that you've actually visited, or it could be a place that you create entirely from your imagination. The important part is that it is a safe place that invokes a feeling of peace and serenity. It helps in creating your special place to be as detailed as possible, taking particular care to note things like the time of day, when you see what you see nearby, what sounds you hear, what scents you smell, what is the temperature, and the like. The more detailed you make it, the more meaningful and inviting it will be. Once you have finished, you'll be able to call upon your special place anytime you want. And in the middle of a busy day, having a place of respite that you can visit even for a brief time can bring you right away into the presence and serenity of the divine. Another spiritual practice we have available to us when we have those brief openings in our day is the use of affirmations. In this practice, we're making a positive statement, affirming a special truth regarding a particular situation, whether or not that situation currently exists. We stand in the knowing that our words are powerful and will result in the outcome we desire. And affirmations serve another purpose in addition to positively stating the truth of what we believe. They also deepen our relationship with the divine. The very act of offering an affirmation assumes a trust in divine right action, which in turn acknowledges our belief that we are indeed one with the divine. As I mentioned earlier, it's all too easy to let the busyness of the day circumvent our internal sense of well-being. It's just as easy, if not more so, to let thoughts and feelings from the past resurface and rob our joy. Whether or not you resonate with either of the practices I've shared, it's important to find and to embrace a regular spiritual practice that works for you and allows you to strengthen and maintain your relationship with the divine. One of the key concepts that we learn in Science of Mind is that the future is not predicated on the past. We need not be bound and chained by whatever happened earlier on. It matters not what labels or stories others may have applied to us. It means that regardless of the circumstances of the past or those we find ourselves in now, we can look ahead and free ourselves to create anew. It's important to remember that change comes from within. External events and situations may offer an opportunity for change, but the best force for change ultimately starts with us. As Gandhi said, we need to be the change we wish to see. And as we embrace this idea of renewing our mind and body, and realize that we are not prisoners of the past. We come to know that we indeed are the authors of our life experience. And it can be eye-opening to fully know that we are completely free to reimagine any aspect of our lives and embrace new ways of thinking to make our life experience even more rewarding. I'll leave you with one concept that I have found liberating, and it comes from the teachings of Abraham as brought forth by Esther Hicks. It's simple in its words, but it's profound in its meaning. Abraham said that our beliefs are just thoughts that we think over and over again. This really made sense to me as I stop and think about it, because I found that many of my old beliefs are calcified remnants of previous chapters in my life, and many of them no longer serve me. In light of our Science of Mind motto, change your thinking, change your life, I'm motivated to embrace the idea that my beliefs are nothing more than thoughts I have thought over and over again. And that frees me to examine, modify, or let go completely those that have no longer service to me. What freedom we have when our thinking is liberated. So let us now turn our attention inward. And what I'm knowing right now is that we are surrounded by this ultimate power and presence, this one divine mind out from which all things have been created. And I know that each and every one of us are one with that divine presence. We are part of that creation, and as a part of that creation, we know that we are also a part of God. And as we embrace that oneness, we know that we also share in the qualities of God, the joy, the peace, the wisdom, the knowledge, and all of the other qualities are available to us. And so as I speak my word right now, I know that we embrace all of these, and what that brings us to is a place of knowing that we have the same creativity of the divine. And each of us, being blessed with our own original gifts and talents, can bring forth that expression of the divine in our new creations. Each and every day we have the power and the ability to bring forth that which is new. And so I am thankful for knowing these truths, for all that I have expressed during this time. And so right now, I'm going to release all of these words into the creative action of the law, knowing that it is exactly as I have spoken it, exactly as I have expressed. And so I release those now by saying, and so it is, and now it is. Amen. Coming up next is our meditation of the day. Thank you.
Did you know that giving is a spiritual practice that keeps you in the abundant flow of life? If today's message inspires you, consider supporting Vida Spiritual Learning Center. Know that your financial contributions support this show, our learning center, and the Science of Mind philosophy. Thank you. Now it's time for the meditation.
Hello, I'm Reverend Keven Kadel. This week I'm facilitating a meditation that includes some guided imagery. You might want to have a pen and paper at hand to journal any insights. And the intention is for you to explore new, to nurture your beginner's mind. Know that that can enliven and enrich every moment of your life. That's our intention. So let's begin. Just become quiet and still, and close your eyes, or if you're comfortable, or cast your gaze on something interesting. And close your mouth and relax your tongue. And notice the natural pattern of your breathing. Notice the in-breath and notice the out-breath. And as you notice the in-breath, you might repeat silently to yourself, I'm breathing in. And as you notice the out-breath, you might repeat silently to yourself, I'm breathing out. I'm breathing in and I'm breathing out. I'm breathing in and I'm breathing out. I'm breathing in and I'm breathing out. In this calm and receptive state, consider that in every day, in every moment, you are new. And I invite you to recall a moment, an event, could be anything, where you had a new thought, a realization, an awareness, an insight. It could be a moment of great curiosity. What is that? And this might be familiar and frequent for you, or it might be extraordinary. It might be a kind of new moment that takes you by surprise. Let's take a moment to bring that to your conscious mind. And notice everything about this moment. Recreate that scene, that moment. Notice who and what and when and where and how. And as this moment becomes clearer in your mind's eye, scan your body and notice if there are any emotions flowing. What do you see or hear or touch or smell or taste? Notice if there's any feeling in your extremities. Notice if those energy centers within your body, from the bottom of your torso up through your gut, your heart, your throat, your face, your head, and the top of your head, or the pate. Notice any of those energies in motion, moving. And as you really grasp, create this newness in your mind, it is really fully orbed. It is felt in your heart. and it resonates throughout your body temple. That's the trueness of newness. And as you continue with what is now a divine high idea of new, think of something that's happening next. Maybe it's in the next minute, or the next hour, or the next day, or week, or month, or year. Something you know is coming up in your life. And even if it's common or ordinary, imagine that the next thing in your life is new. That you have new thoughts, new realizations, new awarenesses, new insights. Allow yourself to be curious about how you are living spirit, and living spirit is living you. And as you are in that divine flow, that divine circulation, notice that you co-create that moment, new and fresh. Allow it to be new. So notice who and what and when and where and how that this moment might include. And as you recreate or create this scene new for the first time, scan your body. And notice any emotions that might be flowing. What are you seeing and hearing and touching and smelling and tasting? Notice if there are any feelings in your extremities, your arms, your legs, your feet, your hands, your fingers, your toes. And notice if any of those energy centers within your body, from the bottom of your torso to the top of your head, notice if there are any sensations there. And as you co-create and embrace the goodness, the godness, the magnificence, the transformative nature, and the compassion of newness, you can create this in any moment, in every moment of your life. Living Spirit is continually creating anew and creating you anew. So with great, deep gratitude and appreciation, I just embrace what's new, what's next, is the goodness of God expressing through you and as you. So I invite you to gradually emerge from this mindful poise. gradually begin to reacquaint yourself with your surroundings. Bless all that has come through and release this moment, continuing in communion with living spirit. And now it is, and so it is. Amen. You have a wonderful week. Thanks very much.
Thanks for tuning in to the Vida Spiritual Connection. Please visit our website to submit a confidential prayer request. While there, sign up for our weekly email and receive the latest information for events, classes, and meetups. Remember to subscribe to Vida's YouTube channel, click like, and click the bell to get notifications. You can also find Vida on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Whoever sows generously also reaps generously. Giving is a spiritual practice. As you bless the world, you are blessed. Your financial contribution to Vida Spiritual Learning Center is an investment in your spiritual education and flow. Your contributions support your spiritual growth and this show, so it's a win-win. Use the link on our website, drop a check in the mail, or Zelle your contribution to 562-928-6460. Thank you so much for your generous support. Have a wonderful week and see you next time for the Vida Spiritual Connection.